I'm Joey.
I'm Jason.
And this is Metal
Monster
Review. Today we are going to 1985 and we're going to discuss Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Now, this one definitely stands out with the rest of them. This one's a little bit different here compared to what we've already seen with the first four. What you got going on here is this. You have Tommy Jarvis making his return back to the Friday the 13th franchise here. It's supposed to be years later after the gruesome killings and everything that happened in Part 4. Now, Tommy is mentally disturbed and he's staying at a place called Pinehurst, which is a center for basically the mentally troubled. The movie opens up and you see a cameo from Corey Feldman, who was only in this one scene during the movie because at that time he was filming The Goonies. So he's watching two guys dig up Jason Voorhees and some weird things here. First of all, like we were just talking a minute ago, if you're burying a serial killer, why are you burying him with his fucking weapons?
Yeah, and leave his mask on too.
Yeah, they left his mask on. He has his machete, and let's not forget that ice pick. You know what I mean?
In case someone digs you up, it gets out of control. You got two options.
Yeah. I'm like, do I feel like the machete? Do I feel like the ice pick? Fuck it, let's go for both of them.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds. Jason, would you like to talk a little bit about Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning?
Yeah, they definitely took a different direction in this movie. I mean, I don't want to give the big reveal away, but it's definitely different. And I mean, the idea they had with this, it was a good idea. I just don't think it was executed very well.
I see what you mean, though. Like, this one's a little bit different. I found the movie to be entertaining. I mean, I did like it. But as I've said before, you know what I mean, with other movies, like, I highly recommend this one. This one, I don't think I would highly recommend. If you're interested in watching the Friday the 13th movies, by all means, do the first four. If you really want to, you can watch this one. But if you skip it, it's okay too. But there is some cool kill scenes, but then there's a lot of rehash stuff from the first four movies that we have seen before.
Yes. And to me, the special effects took a big downfall in this too. A lot of the kills were off screen, and
yeah,
ones that it did show is like, what the hell is that? Like, they put no effort in the effects.
And the characters in this one too are kind of like really forgettable. There's nobody that really stands out. Like,
yeah, to me, like, I mean, I think the guy that played Tommy did a good job.
I agree.
I mean, he played that part good. You could tell he was mentally disturbed from the trauma that happened with his mother getting killed in the first one, and don't forget about the other guy. He's killing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can't bring him back for a cameo. Then it would just be fucking silly. But there is a lot of levity here, and there's two characters in here. I believe her name was Ethel.
Yeah, Ethel and Junior.
Junior. And this is your comic relief characters here. And a lot of good one-liners come out of this Ethel's mouth. You know what I mean? You know, you fucking dildo, shut up and eat my fucking slop or whatever. And it's like, wow, that's just Mother of the Year. You know what I mean? There should be a Hallmark card for her somewhere.
I'll tell you what, though. I always thought Ethel was hot for some reason. I thought my feelings might have changed rewatching this, but I don't know, man. I was still just Googling it.
Just the way she spit the honker in the fucking, crock pot there. You know what I mean? Just, yeah. And she had a way with words, you know what I mean? But I mean, so you have these comic relief characters here, and they live next to the center. So, of course, a lot of the people who are residing at Pinehurst end up trespassing on her property. It pisses her off to no end. But either way, you do have a lot of forgettable characters in here, but those are just some like comic relief characters there. Now, what are some of your favorite scenes out of this movie?
For sure, for me, is the belt kill scene.
That was cool. For sure, I did like that. And as we mentioned, we're going to try and keep the spoilers to a minimum here, because this one does have a little bit of a surprise ending, and we're not going to discuss that. We'll let you figure that one out for yourself. But I liked, since we mentioned Junior, the son, when Junior's death happens, that was really cool with him getting decapitated on his own dirt bike, and I thought that was really a cool fucking executed scene. I did like that a lot.
Well, he was annoying as hell, crying like a little 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Every time he punched him.
You know, he hurt me, Ma. You know, and next thing you know, whap. You know what I mean? Which shut him up pretty fucking quick. Another one I really enjoyed was there's a character, her name is Violet. And she's playing a really catchy song by Pseudo Echo, His Eyes. And it's just a catchy tune. And just even listening to it here recently, just off YouTube, and you see all the comments, who's here because of Friday the 13th, Part 5? I get you. You know what I mean? Just listen to that song. And with her dancing and then just taking the machete, you know what I mean? And just being fucking killed that way. That was a really cool scene. And what else did you like?
And another one I liked was how Tommy's a badass in this movie.
He is. I mean, he's like the little ass kicker here.
One of the dudes took one of his masks, because he still does his little mask thing like he did in Part 4, and did a prank to try to scare him. And he's like, "Oh, can't you take a joke?" And then all of a sudden, fucking suplexes him through a table.
Onto the table there.
But that just threw me off guard. I could see maybe throwing a punch at him, but he went freaking Hulk Hogan on him, smashes the table,
and just starts fucking wailing on him right there at breakfast. Everybody just sitting there having their coffee and orange juice, just watching the fight. Nobody wanted to get mixed up with that. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, this one's a little bit different. If you really want to skip this one, I could say that'd be okay if you'd want to bypass this one.
I mean, if you want to do the deed and watch all of them, that's fine, but I would be okay with skipping this one. It didn't have the magic as the other ones did. Like I said, cool. The way they wanted to do it was a great idea, but I don't think it was through very well.
Yeah, I understand that. But I always reference this, and we go through this once again back to the NECA figures. And although here's the Friday the 13th, a new beginning, I do like how they have everything set up here, because that is a fucking kind of a cool look. And they did change up the mask a little bit differently. There's like blue chevron. I don't know if you want to call them stripes or whatever the hell they are really on the mask. It was a different look. And Jason Voorhees did have a different look in here for sure. But if you watch the movie, you'll see why.
But I have a question. How come they got this mask on the cover? It's not even in the movie.
No, that's a very good question. Like, this is like your stereotypical hockey mask, you know what I mean? I think they were just in a big hurry just to release this. And even rewatching Friday the 13th, Part 5, I decided to go retro, old school, and actually sit and watch it on a VHS here today, which was kind of nostalgic, and I do that from time to time. So, is there anything else you'd like to add about Friday the 13th, Part 5?
Nope. It's just not a memorable movie for me. Like, I can't get into this one.
I see where you're going with this, though. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different.
I mentioned all the highlights that brought me joy out of this movie. But that's about it for me. And
that's about all really I have to say about it too. Check it out or not. You know what I mean? Or skip it, whatever. But coming up for the next review, we're discussing one of your all-time favorites in the series, and I know that's going to be a fun one to do because I haven't watched that one in a long time. So it's going to be great to revisit that. But in the meantime, be sure to subscribe to Metal and Monster Reviews. I'm Joey.
I'm Jason.
And this is Metal
Monster
Review.